You think AI is a threat? No, the real threat is the environmental destruction caused by its manufacturing. Life is for living. I'm Kushani, a Japanese thinker, tasting the depths of the now. The AI threat theory is frequently discussed in Japanese intellectual circles. AI will steal our jobs. AI is being weaponized in wars. AI surveillance systems. Humans depending on AI will lose their capacity to think. AI developing consciousness and wiping out humanity. But the true threat we should fear is nothing like that. Don't get me wrong, those scenarios are terrifying enough. But the real threat directly jeopardizes our very survival. AI does not exist solely in the cloud. It has an actual, physical body built from circuit boards and semiconductors. Let us look at how they are manufactured. First, rare metals must be mined. Mining these metals requires highly toxic chemicals like sulfuric acid. Furthermore, the ore containing rare metals is mixed with heavy metals and radioactive substances, which leak into rivers and cause severe environmental destruction. Next, semiconductors are produced in factories. The manufacturing process uses highly toxic chemicals such as hydrofluoric acid, sulfuric acid, and nitric acid, as well as PFAS, chemicals that can never decompose in nature. The wastewater from this production contains these lethal chemicals and heavy metals. Then, AI processes data in data centers. The servers and GPUs in these facilities demand massive amounts of electricity and fresh water for cooling. It is a staggering amount of power that can exceed the total energy consumption of an entire nation. To generate this electricity, we rely heavily on fossil fuel power plants and nuclear reactors. Finally, because semiconductors and circuit boards are made with plastics, they are replaced and discarded after a mere 5 years. This waste is highly toxic, packed with heavy metals. Left in landfills, these poisons seep into the soil and contaminate the groundwater. If incinerated, they turn into toxic gases scattered into the atmosphere. Mining, manufacturing, usage, and disposal. Toxic substances are spilled out at every single stage. And the mountains of semiconductor waste keep growing higher. Rivers are polluted. Oceans are polluted, groundwater is polluted, seafood and crops are polluted. What on earth will become of us? Our modern civilization is built upon a petroleum foundation that began a mere century ago. Human history started roughly 100,000 years ago with the mastery of language and fire. 2,000 years ago, we developed agriculture, metal refining, and writing. But the acceleration since we began using oil 100 years ago is abnormal. Airplanes filled the skies, cars flooded the towns, and now we have arrived at AI. Behind the glamorous curtain of technology, our precious natural environment is being sacrificed. Yet, of course, we retain the personal choice to reject AI and technology. I won't use it. One might say, moving deep into the mountains to live a self-sufficient life. Humans can perfectly survive without AI. However, without it, you will lose the competitive edge in business. And society will look down on you as an eccentric outcast. In modern Japan, a system has already been built where you cannot participate in society without a smartphone. AI will be no different. Those who do not use it will simply be left behind. But tell me, who actually benefits from pushing AI forward at such breakneck speed? In the short term, investors and corporations rake in astronomical profits. But if the natural environment, the very ground we stand and live upon, is destroyed, everything becomes meaningless. Because in the end, everyone perishes. Humans are likely not entirely foolish, as disease spread and food supplies dwindle. We will eventually realize, oh, this is no time to be chasing profits, and step on the brakes somewhere. But when will that be? If we possessed any true, decent intelligence, we would declare, let us abandon AI and build a system that circulates harmoniously within the ecosystem. Yet such a shift seems entirely impossible. Even now, terrifying toxins from the vast mountains of accumulated industrial waste are penetrating deep into the body of nature. And the garbage increases by the day. How are we supposed to survive in such an era? Let's just ask AI. I'm sure it will give us the right answer. 合唱 As the Buddha said, all worldly things are impermanent. Everything passes away.